Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Score a 2 for $5 deal on a sausage McMuffin with egg and more. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Decreasing clouds, very windy and warm today. High 73 with a southwest wind 20 to 30. Some gusts, though, over 40 miles per hour. Becoming clear tonight and 42. Sunny, breezy, and still warm on Wednesday. High 70. It's back over to windy on Thursday and much cooler with temperatures holding in the middle 50s. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
97.5 and 1240 KFH. Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
And welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program, getting you ready for the busy golf season out there. Things are looking good. It's going to be really the first full season with all the tree work they've done out there, if you're familiar with Crestview Country Club. Give them a call. It's a great time to join. 36 holes of golf. Best pool in town, full tennis facility, bar and restaurant, all the festivities, and they've got all different kinds of memberships for you. Tell them we sent you when you call from Sports Daily. We've got a big hour coming up here. Headlines I probably missed incoming. We've got to talk about the Tyreek Hill situation as it pertains to the Kansas City Chiefs as well. We will get, we haven't even really gotten to the latest or anything on Tang and what could be coming. He's got a big attorney. What is that attorney saying? All of those kinds of things. So it's all coming for you here in a busy hour of the show. It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by the Wichita Brewing Company, now featuring the Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter at all 3 WBC locations. Treat yourself and your sweetie to a special seasonal brew, Coca Dolce Dubai Chocolate Porter, infused with Coca Dolce chocolate, available now at WBC Pizza and Beer, made here. Rick says on YouTube, on Jerome Tang, they don't want to pay, but K-State would surely want the full buyout if somebody else came in and hired him. I think Rick's saying if somebody else hires him, they don't want to pay the full buyout. That's what they're hoping for, I think, is that Tang wants to coach that badly. I mean, that at the end of the day, that may be the reason for all of this. Like, take this amount of money and go coach right now, or do you want to draw this out and try to get it? We'll see how that works out. But you can always comment to us, YouTube, X, Facebook. You can also call us at 869-1240 on the KFH hotline. Thanks for watching us on 12 News Connected as well and listening on the Odyssey app. This is going to be a messy story to follow for a long time, TJ, and it's causing us to maybe miss some other things in the sports world. So, Max, get it. Headlines.
All right, Sports Daily fans, let's take you to the sports headlines Jacob probably didn't see.
All right. Headlines that you probably didn't see here. We got a couple of them. First of all, coming in the last 2 minutes, K-State men's basketball finally tweets it's game day versus Baylor, 8 p.m. Bramlage Coliseum. Nothing's going on, just a normal game.
Yep,
yeah, I love it. I love it whenever, it's always the big joke that the admin accounts will, if you get beat bad enough, they won't even tweet out a picture. They're like, final score, 76-20.
It's why I appreciate what Wyatt Thompson does with us each and every week. Wyatt Thompson, who works for the school, is the voice of the school, comes on with us this year, especially in some tumultuous times, and lays it all out there for us. If you missed any of it, go back and listen to the outs. Yeah,
he does. All right, we got a couple here. First of all, maybe making a lot of college headlines. Have you seen the news about the MAC? Sacramento State is going to FBS.
I saw something about Sacramento State. I don't think I ever dug into it because I don't really care about Sacramento State. But okay, good for them.
They're moving up. They're going to the MAC because North Dakota State is as well. They're going to the what is it? Mountain West.
Yeah.
And Sacramento State is going to go to the MAC, which
North Dakota State and FBS is intriguing to me.
I agree. But listen to me. Sac State, obviously the MAC is like Illinois, Ohio, centrally located. That's not Sacramento. Listen to this. This is from College Football Kings. This is their deal to join the MAC. Includes paying for all the air travel out to California for the visiting teams. The Hornets are paying $18 million to the MAC to join the conference, $5 million to the NCAA to go from FCS to FBS, an estimated $2 million to $4 million on air travel for visiting MAC opponents for the next 5 years, in addition to their own travel costs for the away games, and won't take any conference money during the span. So all the money that the MAC pays out for their bowl winners or whatever that they always get, or the TV deals, they're not getting any of that. Instead, they are paying the MAC schools to come play them.
I'm going to guess that doesn't pay off on the bottom line. They're going to have to take a little time. It's going to take a little time. The SAC is headed to the MAC. I like it.
That's right. Then that leads you to the rivalry matchup that we're going to get of Ball State versus Sacramento State, and I'm not going to say anything else.
Let's go. The old Ball Sack showdown. Yes.
You can say it. I'm not going to.
I did not think about that. But now now I'm in on this story. Now I'm in. Yeah. Ball State, Sac State. Let's go. Yes.
All right, let's keep going. What do we want to do next here? So a crossover season. We know a lot of our sports information director friends. A couple of days ago, this one just popped up on my timeline. Creighton softball accidentally tweeted out final score: Villanova 80, Creighton 69.
That's when you go and you don't flip the toggle on which.
Yeah, they were probably trying to post on like the women's basketball account or something.
Man, I've been there.
Somebody said, "Holy cow!" Somebody woke up the bats in this one.
Yeah, I've been there on that one.
That's a good one.
Home.
Yeah, I feel you. What else we got here? Are you aware? Call back for the listeners. The USC tweet about the astronaut starting quarterback situation. They are now one of 25 schools that have a Super Bowl winning quarterback and an astronaut, and then it's made its way everybody's like making parodies of it now. Like I saw like Purdue is the only place to have a Hall of Fame running back and the guy that invented popcorn, things of that nature. Yeah. Iowa State jumped in last night after their win over Houston and said they are one of one schools to beat 3 space-related teams: Central Florida, Houston, and Purdue.
There you go. What is Purdue space-related for, though?
I think that's where Buzz Aldrin went, or Neil Armstrong went, or something like that.
All right,
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but that's when that's when Twitter's at its best. X is at its best.
That's right. All right, now we're gonna get more topical. These tie back to the Tang situation.
Okay.
One, our pal Andy Kennedy. Who's Andy Kennedy coached for? You know that answer?
No, I do not.
UAB, American.
Okay.
He's the 6'5" coach opposite of Paul Mills that looks ginormous. All right, here you go. He made this quote that is making its rounds all over the place, and especially now around the Tang situation. After the game, when they lost to Tulane, they went 10 of 22 on layups from point blank, basically. And he said, "These are college scholarship players that are making more money than most people in this room. Is it too much to ask for you to make a layup? I mean, we are in bozo land, man."
Bozo land. Man, Andy Kennedy was at Ole Miss forever. I forget. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, is that too mean to the players?
That's what I'm saying. And we'll talk about that. The old Tom Mars, the lawyer for Tang, he's digging up some receipts about the things that Coach Prime said this, and this guy said this, and this was cool. Coach K took their gear away.
Tom Mars, I don't know Tom Mars. I haven't talked to Tom Mars. He would love for this thing because he would love for this. Didn't he? He did Chambliss, right?
There you go. I was going to ask you if you knew that one. Yeah.
He would love for this to become this big thing where he can just do this for 3 months. He would love that.
I agree. All right, one more from you. This is from a KU guy, Austin Eckert. He's on my timeline all the time. He pointed out the fact that Jerome Tang's tenure at Kansas State ended before Nigel Pack's college career, who played at Kansas State for multiple years before Tang even got there.
Nigel Pack's not done playing college basketball?
No, he's playing for OU right now.
What?
Yeah, it's like his 6th year, I think.
Headline I missed. It's got to be later than his 6th year.
Do you remember? That was a big headline back in the summer that Nigel Pack was getting looks in the portal from K-State and KU. He was going to go to KU for a second there.
Yeah, I do, but that didn't feel like that was this year. No, this is his, I guess this is his 6th year. Holy cow.
So, Nigel Pack's career lasted longer than Jerome Tang's coaching career.
Goodness gracious. That's insane.
Wild. Remember whenever he got that car?
Averaging 16 points a game for OU right now.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I love bringing up the argument when people start talking about how funny it is of like how little people used to make in their NIL deals and stuff like that. And I said, remember when Nigel Pack got a car? We were like, holy cow, they gave him a car?
He got like $400,000, I think.
It was like $800,000 in a car. We're like, yeah, get lost, Miami. Okay, now
that'll never pay off.
Yeah.
Good for Nigel Pack. Did not realize he was still playing college basketball. That's the headline I missed, or maybe forgot. Maybe we should have another segment that's headlines I forgot. That would probably be even worse. I can't believe you didn't throw in the biggest headline of the week so far is that the Olympic Village ran through 10,000 condoms already.
I'm glad you saw that one.
I feel like we've had that story before too. I'm pretty sure that's been a thing at other Olympics. I think that's just kind of a thing that always happens. And I just can't wrap my head around that quite well. But it cracks me up every time. Cracks me up. That was a story that made you laugh, and the reaction to it. See, again, I need X to be the space of smart assery. I've said that before. And when you can get those stories where everybody chimes in, the Iowa State one you brought up today, that's when it's at its best. That's what I need. I don't need grandstanding from everybody that feels like they have to have an opinion on Jerome Tang's, firing. That's what I don't need X to be. There are headlines that I probably missed. Most of them I did. Appreciate his work on that. We'll come back a little more on Tang. We'll get into Tom Mars, the latest on the X's and O's of this thing, and we got to talk Tyreek Hill in this hour too. His former teammates would like to have him back. I think the door's open. How real is that possibility? We'll have it all for you on another hour of Sports Daily. Stick around. It's Albracht in Cleveland on a Tuesday.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with a 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu, fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I ordered the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Score a 2 for $5 deal on a sausage McMuffin with egg and more. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is attorney Omid Azari from Azari Law. If you've been injured in an accident and feel like no one is fighting for you, it's time to fight back. Call Azari Law at 888-828-HURT. Just with one call, you can put a proven legal team on your side. Azari Law has been serving the DMV for over 15 years, proudly fighting for our local community. I was born and raised right here in the DMV, and my team is made up of experienced, reputable local attorneys dedicated to fighting for injury victims just like you. Follow us on all social platforms at azari.law. That's AZARI.LAW. Don't wait, don't settle. Fight back with Azari Law. With offices in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia, my team and I are ready to stand up for you. Call 888-828-HURT. That's 888-828-HURT. And let us fight back for you.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. I-235 and I-135 are heavy southbound heading on to K-96 eastbound. Other than that, the main roads are running smoothly. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey Wichita traffic.
Weather. Decreasing clouds, very windy and warm today. High 73 with a southwest wind 20 to 30. Some gusts, though, over 40 miles per hour. Becoming clear tonight and 42. Sunny, breezy, and still warm on Wednesday. High 70. It's back over to windy on Thursday and much cooler with temperatures holding in the middle 50s. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
The Wildcats.
3 wide open again, and it's perfect again.
Hit the court.
To the rim, layup good!
Right here.
Yeah! How about these Cats?
Be here every game as the Wildcats pounce the hardwood all season long. On your home for Kansas State Wildcat basketball. 97.5 and 1240 KFH. The commercials are over.
Yo, I haven't got all day.
869-1240.
Time to get busy.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody, to Sports Daily. Don't forget, you've got K-State basketball tonight on 97.5, 1240 KFH. Tune in at 7 for the broadcast start. Wildcats, of course, under the new interim coach, Matthew Driscoll. You can also listen online at kfhradio.com or for free on the Odyssey app. All right.
I got a question.
Yes.
If it was called the Tang Gang, is there a word that rhymes with Driscoll?
Not off the top of my head.
I need somebody in the comments needs to give me a word that rhymes with Driscoll because I got to have something. Good. I work in TV for a living. I relied heavily on the Tang Gang.
That's a good question. Yeah, I'll need some time on that. I think it is Driscoll. He's got head coaching experience. It's pretty solid interim to have on the bench there. I think for K-State, it's been interesting to see too. Like you've seen some public shows of support, Kostic, which surprised me a little bit. Abdi Bashir, Nate Johnson,
Marquise Noel just posted about it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, Marquise Noel, but I mean players on the team this year.
Yeah, I agree.
It is pretty interesting. I think
Marquise just said, "I'm shocked and I'm disappointed in K-State sports. You got this all wrong. Pay my guy his money and just move on."
Yeah, it's not that simple though, right? It's not, and that's the
could be. They wanted to pay $18 million.
Yeah. Max says fiscal Driscoll.
The Driscoll fiscal year.
Yeah, that doesn't help for the fans, but it's a word that rhymes, which is part of the challenge on that one. Yeah, look, I Marquise Noel, I get it. Like that's what sucks about this. Again, like we go from. I generally there's a lot about Jerome Tang I do appreciate. I don't think I have a lot in common with 20-year-old K-State fan. That's okay. I understand that. But I think there are a lot of things like Jerome Tang is exactly, to me, the kind of coach you want to be successful. And he wasn't successful enough, not even close. So you get to this situation where, it doesn't surprise me that Marquise Noel has his back. Doesn't even surprise me that current players have his back. The problem is there's that part, and then there's the business part. And the business part is it was a bad contract, and they can't get out of the bad contract. And now they're going to try to do everything they can in a messy business way to get out of it. Ultimately, I don't think K-State wants this going to court. I can't imagine K-State believes they have a very good case on this, but they're trying to do other things. They're trying, and they've already tried, again, according to the report yesterday from the Manhattan Mercury, to say, we'll get you out of this thing and we'll settle on a smaller amount. We've seen comments.
It sounds like, from what we've heard, is that like that was the initial one of to be like, listen, we'll do this, we'll get it settled, we'll figure this out. And then I think it turned into, no, just fire me. And then it's like, okay, well then can we just settle on this right now? And like, I would imagine there was multiple attempts to try to get it to be like, let's just figure this out so we don't sue each other. And we'll just be, but again, when there's millions of dollars on the line, who are we to say anything?
Again, right. It's not a business decision must be made here. Like at the end of the day, it's a bad contract. Now you've got to try to do everything you can to mitigate the badness of that contract. I don't think that K-State is, again, from just a business perspective, like we have to separate what we think about this kind of stuff at a personal and at a professional level. Jerome Tang didn't do anything that I'm aware of that we can see on the surface, right? We don't know what they have behind the scenes. He didn't do anything for cause. So there's that part. And then there's the part of like, well, yeah, K-State probably has an obligation to try to make the 18. Even if they make it 17, it's $1 million. So they're going to. And one way that's interesting is to try to say, if you want to keep coaching, then let's settle on a number so you can keep coaching. Because if not, if you take the buyout, you don't get to coach anymore for the length of that contract, which whatever it is, 5 more years. Like you don't get to coach anymore. The team that hires you will have to pay the rest of your buyout at that point. Like there's all kinds of reasons for Tang to take that buyout. I mean, to take a settlement so that he can just go keep coaching. Or he says, you know what? No, I'm going to go sip Mai Tais on the beach with my $18 million. Forget you guys. If I want to 5 years from now, I'm 55 years old, I think. So I don't know what motivates. I don't know what he wants to do. I know Greg Marshall sat out from college basketball and took his full buyout. So these things, different people do different things all the time on these. And K-State is hoping, probably as much as they're, just trying to do whatever they can, that, yeah, maybe he'll take $10 million so he can go coach next year. We'd be okay with that. We'd rather pay $10 million now than $18 million over the next 5 years. Again, that's me speculating. I don't know that. But that, those are the scenarios that are in front of us.
So the new developments yesterday, we talked about a little bit. Tom Mars is joining. They're, going to represent Jerome Tang, him and Bennett Spire. And the statement he gave Pete Thamel on ESPN is, if K-State's president and AD really think the school was embarrassed by recent events, that's nothing compared to the embarrassment that both of them are about to experience. Again, for one, that's lawyer talk. But two, like I've said in this thing, like I think that like it can go as far as Jerome Tang wants it to go, basically. Or Jerome Tang's lawyers want it to go.
Tom Mars also told On3 that they would give K-State administration a chance to come to their senses. He tweeted out before it was even announced that he was on the case that it seems to me that making false statements and innuendo about a head coach for the specific purpose of avoiding a school's buyout obligation would constitute, quote, actual malice. So that tweet before he took the case implies that they may sue for more than the buyout here. They may sue for like defamation.
That's why I'm saying is that it can go as far as they want it to go. They could go as far as taking it to court, trying to get their 18, and then defamation is saying that like I can't get another head coaching job because nobody wants to hire a fired coach, and like it's all legal mumbo jumbo, obviously, and all the things.
It's a pretty good case.
It's a good case. That's what. And will it get settled outside of court? I don't know. Like I think that if you're K-State, you want it to. If you're Jerome Tang, it's whatever. I mean, they have, from what we know,
some anything that they know of behind
That's
the
what
scenes
I'm saying.
that's not public facing.
Exactly.
K-State
And again,
has to settle
a good point for the devil's advocate of what I'm making here is the fact of like, do you think that K-State's not stupid? Like Gene Taylor isn't stupid. Like
his lawyer hopefully isn't.
It's a little bit like you're not going to make this decision and just say like, we have no grounds for cause, but we're going to do it anyways. Like they probably have an idea that something, like whatever it may be, whether it's, enough or not, but like they didn't just say like, yeah, screw it. Let's see if we can do it. Like there's something going on that probably that we don't know about potentially. But again, we don't know, and we probably won't know unless it goes to court.
Yeah. Look, David Beatty, this isn't unprecedented. David Beatty in Kansas, ultimately, how long did that take? 2 years, 3 years? They reached a settlement. Yeah. I think they promised him $3 million and they settled on $2.5 million. I don't think K-State has a case here unless they have information that we don't have, right? I just don't think they have a case. And they know that this going out and through court is a bad idea. I think their play is take what you can now and let's all go on and you can do whatever you want to do. Because if it's a buyout, if they settle on the full $18 million, if I'm K-State, then I say you're getting that over the course of the rest of your contract. You're getting it over 5 years. That means you must sit out for 5 years. If we settle and we give you the 18, it's got to be 5 years away from basketball. Second you start coaching again, boom, whatever clauses are in there, and I need to look at the contract too. Whatever clauses are in there get triggered, and you do not get $18 million. You get whatever that amount is. I mean, that's the only play they have.
Yeah.
I think, again, unless they have something that we don't know about, which seems very unlikely with Jerome Tang, and very unlikely, especially considering several of his current players are posting things.
I mean, that's what, like, and again, we're not lawyers, but like, whenever these kind of things happen, you start like, these high profile cases, you're going to ask Abdi Bashir to testify. Like that's the kind of thing that this would go to if it's getting into a court case, is that like, it's like, what kind of guy was he? And like, whatever, like it's all hearsay is what I'm saying. And that's what like is driving me nuts about this thing, is that like the people defending K-State on this thing are just like, it's like, well, yeah, you think he was a good guy. You should know about this stuff. And it's like, do you know about that? Like, you don't know. It's hearsay, guys. Like,
no. K-State fans right now that are trying to paint Jerome Tang as some kind of monster are just mad that they didn't win enough basketball games. That's it.
Correct.
That's it.
100%. That was my point.
The things that they loved 2 years ago, the jumping in the crowd with the fans, the bringing the couch out on campus, the things that they probably now are like, oh, that's so cheesy, that's so dumb.
Like
they
now,
were loving it when they 100%. Were winning.
Now they're turning it into the fact it's like wow, he did some really good PR to hide up the bad stuff. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like these people are so revisionist. It's driving me nuts.
Just tell it like it is. He didn't win enough basketball games, and I'm sick of the excuses he was making at the end of games this year. Like that's an okay thought.
Correct.
Just live there.
It's one thing. You can want him to get fired, and you can want him to not coach your basketball team anymore, and you can be annoyed with the way that this season went, with the things that we know that were said at press conferences and things of that nature. That's fine. But to sit here and like start trying to dig up other things to make it look like there's you're not a lawyer. What do you think that the lawyers are scrolling social media saying like, ooh, look at what this guy said. This burner account said this. Can we print that one out? Let's take that one with us. Like,
but they will be taking what the national accounts from the media have to say. They'll be taking Seth Greenberg's comments. They for sure will. Of course they will. It just what does any of it matter? I don't think this thing's playing out in court, and if it does play out in court, it'll eventually be settled before we get a verdict. There's no precedent that I know of that this runs all the way through.
I can't remember.
It's so unlikely that it doesn't really matter. It's not our money. Good luck, K-State. It's a bad contract. Again,
Now
to me, the lesson in all of this is stop with those insane contract extensions that are given out. Like, enough of that. If a coach wants to leave after a little bit of success, don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, we're done with all that.
The hindsight move obviously is 2020 here, but I've seen somebody make the argument of saying that, like, hey, I'm Gene Taylor. I just hired a great coach in basketball. Like, I'll do it again. Like, that's the approach that, hindsight will tell you to just do. But again, it's hindsight. It's 2020, obviously.
You just go hire a coach and move on. It's not going to. Here's the thing. The reality of the basketball itself, it's not going to be worse than what it's been this year. It won't be. It can't be.
I love.
They may not be able to get the same caliber of player. That's one concern. But that caliber of player wasn't winning them any games anyway. So
I love people talking about how it's Baylor coming in, and they're like, "Oh man, like what if Jerome Tang goes and coaches for Baylor? Like he could help them win. Like, yeah, Baylor needs help coaching the coachless K-State last place Wildcats. Like,
Baylor's not very good this year anyway.
It's true.
And if Jerome Tang wants to go back and rejoin Scott Drew for a little while, that's why you take a buyout. That's why you take a settlement. Yeah, I mean, look, if right now, if I'm K-State, I probably, I don't know that I'd play this out the way that they've played it, but but I'll just say I get it. I get why they are. If I'm Jerome Tang's camp, if I'm Jerome Tang, now he's got a lawyer involved, so who knows what's being put in his ear. But if I'm Jerome Tang and I want to coach, right? If I want to keep coaching, I'd say give me $15 million and then I'd go get a job. If I want to stick it to K-State because I'm pissed, I'd say, no, give me $18 million. I mean, give me every penny that my contract says you got to give me. And if we want to take this to cause, let's take it to cause because you don't have a case. And I don't think that they do. So it's really, like, the whole thing is, what is Jerome Tang motivated to do in the short-term future? Like, that's what all of this hinges on, unless he's really angry right now and wants to get into a different kind of lawsuit, which I doubt it. It's, do you want to keep coaching? Do you want to take the money? Do you want to just, sit back and relax? Like, I don't know any of that either. Just like we don't know what behind the scenes things K-State might have. We don't know what motivates Jerome Tang on this, other than he said he wants the full buyout. If he wants the full buyout, he's got
I meant to ask Wyatt. I was talking to somebody yesterday. We've talked about this on the show. Think about the timeline of events since November in the state of Kansas or surrounding. Like, you know what I mean? It started off, Dylan Edwards redshirted, left the team. Then Chris Kleiman had the breakdown at the Utah game. Then Chris Kleiman retired. Then Colin Klein got hired. And then Paul Mills almost had a heart attack. And then Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL and the Chiefs missed the playoffs. And then the Chiefs moved to Kansas. And then where we go from there, then we have the Darren Peterson saga that we've been dealing with for 3 months now. And then we have a Bill Self scare in the hospital. And then something else I'm forgetting. And then Jerome Tang gets fired.
It sucks.
The snow globe won't stop shaking.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Imagine, like, I think about this one, like, just think back in 2023. Like, K-State was coming off of a Big 12 championship and a Sugar Bowl appearance and a trip to the Elite Eight in the same academic year. And now neither of the coaches are here. That's
college
crazy.
Sports is a hard place to live. It is. It's tough. And it's been K-State has done such a good job, I think, resource-wise to these programs. Like, they've done a good job of being in the mix. I think the football team has been successful enough. Basketball, though, has not. And
again, Kleiman is not the same situation at all.
No, and they're playing in the best league in the country, the most high-profile league. The opportunities there are tremendous, and they're just not like that. Look at Houston and Iowa State last night. Look at Kansas and Arizona and Texas Tech. And the thing, like, these universities are on fire for basketball. They're on fire for it. And K-State can't win enough games consistently. I don't know who they're going to hire next. But K-State's got to be sitting and trying, K-State doesn't want to be in the same class of basketball program as Cincinnati. K-State needs to be closer to the top, and they weren't winning enough games. And it's really unfortunate that they weren't, but they weren't. And we weren't ever getting any good reasons why, right? There was never a good, it was different reasons. It was weird. I'm not saying in any of this K-State didn't need to make a change. They absolutely needed to make a change. It's just a really expensive one. Like the whole conversation hasn't been, should K-State move on from Jerome Tang? It's can K-State move on from Jerome Tang? All year that's been the conversation. I didn't think they could afford the buyout. Should they move on after what we've seen the last 3 years? Yes. It hasn't been good enough. No question it hasn't been good enough. You have a flash in the pan and 3 bad years and 1 awful year most recently. Now we've got the business end of this getting in the way. This is, and that's the thing too. Like these buyouts, like this doesn't have anything to do with the new era of college athletics or anything like that. This is the story as old as time. Coach gets a ridiculous contract, school deals with buyout. Like we've had that story going for 20 years. Let's talk about something else when we come back. How about Tyreek Hill to the Chiefs? You on board with that? If it's not for much money, we'll discuss next.
This is Sports Radio KFH.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food. But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with a 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Score a 2 for $5 deal on a sausage McMuffin with egg and more. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Single item at regular price.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This is attorney Omid Azari from Azari Law. If you've been injured in an accident and feel like no one is fighting for you, it's time to fight back. Call Azari Law at 888-828-HURT. Just with one call, you can put a proven legal team on your side. Azari Law has been serving the DMV for over 15 years, proudly fighting for our local community. I was born and raised right here in the DMV, and my team is made up of experienced, reputable local attorneys dedicated to fighting for injury victims just like you. Follow us on all social platforms at azari.law. That's AZARI.LAW. Don't wait, don't settle. Fight back with Azari Law. With offices in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, my team and I are ready to stand up for you. Call 888-828-HURT. That's 888-828-HURT. And let us fight back for you.
As a man, finding a truly great pair of pants can feel impossible. Some wrinkle the moment you sit down. Others look fine but don't travel well, don't move well, or completely lose their shape throughout the day. When you're flying, commuting, or packing light, most pants just aren't built for real life.
That's why there's Jack Archer. JackArcher.com makes the Jet Setter Tech Pant designed to be the one pair of pants you actually need. Comfortable enough for travel, polished enough for work, and versatile enough for wherever the day takes you. The Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built for all-day comfort. With flexible stretch, customizable fit options, and thousands of 5-star reviews, these are the pants you'll reach for every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order using code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic. Main roads are looking good, but I-235 and I-135 are still a little heavy southbound heading onto K96 eastbound. From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, that's your Odyssey, Wichita traffic.
Weather. Decreasing clouds, very windy and warm today. High 73 with a southwest wind 20 to 30. Some gusts, though, over 40 miles per hour. Becoming clear tonight and 42. Sunny, breezy, and still warm on Wednesday. High 70. It's back over to windy on Thursday and much cooler with temperatures holding in the middle 50s. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Right now,
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
not everybody is, top end. Not everybody is Mahomes or Brady. You have to have quarterbacks that you can just trust. And that's what Sam Darnold will probably be the rest of his career. Yeah, he won that one, but, the defense carried him. Well, however he parses this out, he's still got a Super Bowl.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
The Wildcats.
Three wide open again, and it's perfect again.
Hit the court.
To the rim, lay it good.
Right here.
Yeah. How about these Cats?
Be here every game as the Wildcats pounce the hardwood all season long on your home for Kansas State Wildcat basketball.
K-State at home in Manhattan hosting Baylor. The Wildcats and the Bears. Live coverage of K-State men's basketball, 7 o'clock Tuesday night on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Wichita's most listened to sports radio.
I scream along at the top of my lungs. It's a way to release my rage. Yeah! Chill, dude.
97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Oh, okay, take it easy. We're going on the air.
This is Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Big Albracht, TJ Cleveland here with you on a Tuesday. We'll put Tang to the side unless you have a comments or commentary you'd like to chime in with us here. Let's talk Tyreek Hill, TJ. Tyreek Hill was released by the Dolphins and is coming off of some injuries, is older, all of these things. But he's always a fit with the Chiefs, isn't he? Right? I mean, I think he is. I don't know why he wouldn't be. And now, do you know the answer to this? Is this a situation, too, where it's league minimum, right?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like the Dolphins are paying his contract, right?
Right. So it's one of those comeback, it can be on league minimum.
That was the biggest, hardest part that we've talked about, as he has been unhappy in Miami, I guess, has been like, well, bring him back to the Chiefs. It's like the Chiefs cannot afford to pay that contract that he signed over there. But if the contract's gone, then, at the layman's level for us, if the Chiefs can sign him for cheap, then why wouldn't you do it?
I mean, he obviously wants to come there. He made that clear last year.
The thing is he's talked all the game about he wants to come to Kansas City, but like if it's between Kansas City for league minimum or somebody else for not league minimum, how bad do you want to come to Kansas City? Because Kansas City can't pay him hardly as much as he would want to get paid.
Right. He'll be 32 years old. He's coming off of an injury-plagued year, certainly. And the year before that, when he did play in the games, it wasn't as productive. Like, there's been a clear drop-off. Who do you trust more in the offense, Tyreek Hill or Xavier Worthy? I mean that is a legitimate question. I think those are the kinds of things that you've got to ask if you're the Chiefs. I think this. If if you can get Hill back for the minimum, and it has to be the minimum or something close to it, then it does give you options with Rice and Worthy, and you will learn about Travis Kelce. It gives you as good an option at cost, I think, as you're going to find. They drafted Jalen Royals last year. What is he going to bring to the table eventually? Like, I'm not in the camp of the Chiefs going and drafting a wide receiver. I would tell it to you this way. I would much rather see Tyreek Hill for a year on the league minimum next year and using your draft resources somewhere else than a first or second round wide receiver again.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I would
100%.
say.
I agree with that 100%. I don't think they should draft a wide receiver in the first 2 rounds. I think that, with what they have, if it looks like, what would it be? Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Tyreek Hill?
Well, what's going to happen with Royals?
I'm saying starting 3 next year.
Yeah. If
Those
that
are your
was,
3,
I
wouldn't
mean,
it be?
if assuming Hill has enough in the tank to be in the starting 3.
Yeah, is Hill going to play next year? I understand he got hurt. How bad did he get hurt? I guess.
I think that you've got Jalen Royals there. Hollywood Brown's probably not coming back. Juju was a 1-year deal, right? Is that right? Juju was a 1-year deal when he signed. We can check that real quick. Look, I just, it makes sense if he comes back for the minimum is I think the real part of this.
This says the ACL reconstruction typically spans 9 to 12 months. He's getting blood flow. That's a crazy injury if you're talking about blood flow. But it sounds like there's still benchmarks to cross as he moves towards a return to football activity and an eventual return to play.
I don't know that, Brashard Smith's an option in the passing game. Travis Kelce, I think you got to look at it in totality. Like, if Kelce retires, then you're probably not comfortable with Tyreek Hill, chiseling him into a role as your third best receiver. That's like, but if Kelce comes back, Hill coming back makes some sense to me. If it's for the minimum, why wouldn't you do it? He wants to try. I mean, it's always worth a shot. What's Tyquan Thornton's contract? Because I'd love to see Tyquan Thornton come back. I thought Tyquan Thornton flashed in the deep game. It was he's a free agent. I would love to see that. That's what I mean, though. Like, if you can get Tyquan Thornton to come back, go get Hill for a minimum. We'll see on Kelce. I'd rather do all of that and run the ball more than go draft another wide receiver early. That to me, like, I'm over that right now. I'm over that. Patrick Mahomes shouldn't need first-round wide receiver. He's better than that, right? Like, go get somebody. Where did Puka Nacua get drafted? Go take your swings on those kinds of players, right? Go take your swings in the middle of drafts where you've been good anyway. You just drafted Jalen Royals pretty dang high. Can you at least see what you got there? What about the tight end from TCU, Casey? What about him? Like, are we just done with it?
Did you just call him Casey?
Oh yeah, not KU's tight end.
Jared Casey.
Jared Casey. That's awesome.
I love Jared Casey.
Jared Casey. What about Wiley? That was a high draft pick. Like, are we
Wiley tore his ACL?
I know he did, but like, we can't just close the book on these players that you draft high. Like, can we at least see what these guys have in the tank? They haven't had a chance. I would take give me Hill on the minimum.
I agree. The injury thing is interesting because I knew that he was going to be, it would be a scenario where he may not be the same when he comes back, but I wonder what's realistic for him to be able to come back. Will he be able to go week 1? It sounds like there's not an answer to that. It sounds like it's a lot like the Patrick Mahomes situation, honestly. Like, it may be the same kind of timeline.
Yeah. I mean, again, think about the capital on Wiley, on Royals, on Rice, on Worthy. Like, these have all been you got it. Like, they can't all, not that Rice has been a miss, but they can't all be misses. Like, they can't be. So going and, let's take another wide receiver in the first round. Like, that's not working. That philosophy is not working. Hasn't been working. Go invest in your defense. Invest in your running games. Like, do those kinds of things, Chiefs. And if Tyreek Hill will come play for nothing, that's worth a shot.
Yep.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, if he doesn't have the juice, if he doesn't have all of that stuff, he at least has chemistry with Patrick Mahomes. He at least, knows the offense. And let Kareem Hunt probably be a decent example for us of there's some value in that. Kareem Hunt's got no juice, but he still had value to the team.
Mm.
He saved their butts in a lot of ways. So why not? Why not? And we'll see. Maybe Tyreek Hill left the Chiefs because of money. Let's not forget that either. Tyreek Hill may, in his mind, not have league minimum on the brain at all.
That's what I'm saying. Is that it feels like it's up to Tyreek Hill. Like the Chiefs, I would be enamored, shocked if the Chiefs don't call him. Because I imagine, Chris Jones is tweeting about it, saying, time to come home, Tyreek Hill. And Chris Jones tweets whatever the hell he wants. But I think that if you could figure out a way to do it, like the Chiefs are going to try, it's up to Tyreek Hill. If he's willing to kind of swallow pride and be like, listen, man, I know I'm in my 30s and I just came off of destroying my leg. Like, league minimum is fine for me. Or is he going to be like, hey, Raiders, you think you got $5 million in you or something like that?
And let's not overthink it either. You've got Mahomes coming off an ACL. You've got Hill coming off an ACL. You've got Kelsey trying to piece it together. I don't think none of us are advocating let's just run it back. That's not what I mean at all. It's just if this player's out there for nothing and he'll come for nothing, take him for nothing. And what's the worst that can happen? You cut him? Who cares at that point? Bring him in, see what he's got left. Bring him back slowly. Mahomes has got to come back slowly anyway. Put him on injured reserve for a little bit and see what you can get. Wiley, by the way, on that injury, he's fine now.
Yeah, should be.
Yeah, should be fine. Injury-wise, should be fine. But they can't keep swinging and missing on players in the first rounds of drafts. Whoever it is, when we mock that out, whoever it is, better be a good player. I don't care what position it is. There is not a position on the field outside of quarterback where Chiefs, as long as it's a good player, where we look back on it and be like, well, that was a stupid pick. It's pick 9. You just have to have a good player. It could be a good right tackle. There are people that think they're taking a tackle. We don't think that, but there are people. If it's a good right tackle, great, good pick. Who cares? Move on with your life.
That's what I'm saying. Josh Briscoe said he was team wide receiver. If they drafted a wide receiver there, it's not our first choice, but that's Carnell Tate. You're going to get an all-pro wide receiver probably.
I don't think. Is he?
But I don't. That's an example. But you know what I mean. If you're taking a wide receiver at pick 9, he's going to be the better wide receiver than you've taken of better prospect than Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, all the guys that you've taken at the end of the drafts, end of rounds.
CBS's latest mock does have Jeremiah Love. I think it's the best thing that will happen to the Chiefs in this draft are that teams get desperate. It's a tough year to be picking at 9 when it's not a good quarterback class. You'd love to be picking at 9 in a good quarterback class because teams are going to trade up and move around, and all of those really good players then at that point are just going to fall on down to you. But right now we think there'll be one quarterback taken.
That's so crazy. When's the last time that there was only one quarterback in the top 10?
We could look that up. I don't know. There have been some years.
That feels like that's super rare. Usually people reach and try to think a quarterback is top 10.
Let's see if AI can get us a quick answer to that.
Wow.
2022, there were no quarterbacks taken in the top 10. That was the Kenny Pickett year. Kenny Pickett went first. I don't, Mekhi Lemon, I think, is the second best receiver on this list out of USC. Please don't do that. Please don't. Oh, Jordan Tyson. I actually do like Jordan Tyson. But don't do it.
Man,
don't do it.
I watched Jordan. If they pick Jordan Tyson, I've got some highlights in the tank. I watched him cook K-State last year.
I do like Jordan Tyson, but I don't think it's – yeah. But again, to my point a while ago, if Jordan Tyson, if they draft him there and he's awesome, fine. We're not going to get mad at it. More than anything else, it just has to be a good player that is a key and meaningful player for the next 5 or 6 years. Has to be.
Yep.
They cannot miss with an early round pick again. They're to the point in their franchise where rebuilding is such a big part of this. And these teams that are always good almost never get the kind of opportunity they're getting this year, which is to pick high. Almost never. When was the last time the Ravens had a high pick? How many high picks did the Patriots have during their dynasty? Hell, Tom Brady got hurt early in the year and they still didn't have a high pick because Matt Castle won like 9 games. So just don't screw the pickup. Don't get cute with it. Just take the best player, whoever it is. I don't care, except quarterback. Don't take a quarterback. Other than that, everything's on the table. Tyreek Hill back to the Chiefs. I would say
I bet it's
70% chance.
70%. Yeah, I was gonna say it feels like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. All right, we're coming right back. Don't go away. More Sports Daily Random.
Basically, get out of the way.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
This tanking has been around this season. The Jazz were fined $100,000 for sitting Lauri Markkanen in multiple games. So the discipline is public, but the behavior didn't change and probably won't change. The league may mean business, but intent and impact are not the same.
The Dan Patrick Show, middays from 11 until 2 on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Hi, this is Stephanie with Girls on the Run, Heart of Kansas. Looking for a great time that gives back? Join us for Brews, Clues, and Running Shoes, a superhero versus villains themed scavenger hunt and pub crawl fundraiser. Grab your crew, solve clues, sip the brews, and make a difference today. Spots are limited and prices increase after March 1st. Register today at girlsontheRunKS.org. And we're glad Odyssey serves.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
2 years ago, Minnesota Timberwolves star guard Anthony Edwards pissed a lot of people off by shooting left-handed at the skills competition on All-Star Saturday night, drawing criticism from legends of the NBA and current players in the league. Ant-Man stepped up in a big way on Sunday night, winning All-Star Game MVP. That maturity from Anthony Edwards and his desire to play well helped the All-Star Game be great. I'm Nick Costos.
Presented by T-Mobile, the official wireless partner of Odyssey Sports. With an awesome network and great savings, there's never been a better time to join T-Mobile. Visit your neighborhood store to make the switch today.
Some places take you away. Some bring you together. Marathon does both. Marathon is Florida's family key, with something for everyone. You'll find museums and wildlife refuges, wide open beaches, miles of warm, clear water, and the historic 7-Mile Bridge. For more about Marathon, visit flakeys.com/marathon.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
This is attorney Omid Azari from Azari Law. If you've been injured in an accident and feel like no one is fighting for you, it's time to fight back. Call Azari Law at 888-828-HURT. Just with one call, you can put a proven legal team on your side. Azari Law has been serving the DMV for over 15 years, proudly fighting for our local community. I was born and raised right here in the DMV, and my team is made up of experienced, reputable local attorneys dedicated to fighting for injury victims just like you. Follow us on all social platforms at azari.law. That's AZARI.LAW. Don't wait, don't settle. Fight back with Azari Law. With offices in Maryland, DC, and Virginia, my team and I are ready to stand up for you. Call 888-828-HURT. That's 888-828-HURT. And let us fight back for you.
As a man, finding a truly great pair of pants can feel impossible. Some wrinkle the moment you sit down. Others look fine but don't travel well, don't move well, or completely lose their shape throughout the day. When you're flying, commuting, or packing light, most pants just aren't built for real life.
That's why there's Jack Archer. JackArcher.com makes the Jet Setter Tech Pant designed to be the one pair of pants you actually need. Comfortable enough for travel, polished enough for work, and versatile enough for wherever the day takes you. The Jet Setter Tech Pant is wrinkle-free, stain-resistant, and built for all-day comfort. With flexible stretch, customizable fit options, and thousands of 5-star reviews, these are the pants you'll reach for every day.
Jack Archer, ready when you are. For a limited time, get 15% off your first order using code GETJACK at jackarcher.com. Again, that's promo code GETJACK at jackarcher.com for 15% off your first order.